Will Nonamaker here with, again, an endurance tech tip brought to us by Capri Tools. And again, we're talking with Doug McCabe. How you doing again? And we're talking about Valco Cincinnati, a great product company out of Ohio, just like Team Salem. We're out of Ohio, Buckeye State. So tell us what we're talking about today, Doug.
We're talking about our gel lube, and basically this is an engine assembly lube that has been thinned down into a spray. Now, you'll see what happens with it.
Okay.
It goes on as a liquid,
Yeah.
and then the carrier evaporates and leaves the gel behind.
Interesting.
So it's very good for doing assembly.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good for battery terminals. It'll put the gel coating on them.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
will get to them, especially the ones that are in the trunk, under the seat.
Yeah.
Every place they're hiding batteries these days, people don't open the hood and see the battery anymore.
Right.
And if that battery changes any voltage at all, we all know what happens to the computer.
Oh, yeah, it goes
You know,
crazy.
it goes crazy. So it's hard, it goes into a gel and it'll seal up. So people use it for assembly. I have machine shops that will use it and assemble bearings, cam bearings, all that with it.
Yeah.
And they said because of people not knowing about priming engines, some of these people coming into some of the shops would just come get a block, take it out, put it together, fire it up.
Oh, my goodness.
So they buy this to put their engines together because this stays on the parts to 180 degrees.
Ah, and then it burns
And then
it off.
it melts off into the oil.
I like that. That's
So you
nice.
have a break-in oil.
Yeah.
This will melt off into the oil. You changed out the break-in oil and it's gone.
And it goes out with the oil that you broke in with. Really good
So
idea.
the machine shop, they were just giving themselves a guarantee that if it's 180 degrees and this stuff wore off,
Yeah.
that person ran that engine for that long with no oil in it.
Right.
And they're not going to take it back.
Yeah, I like that. It's really.
So we have a lot
Yeah.
of people use this for different assemblies. Some people use suspension on bushings. Basically, a lot of people have said the heck with WD-40 and
Okay. Yeah.
just use this for everything.
That's
I have
neat.
people who buy cans of it for the shop. They'll take a can, throw it in their RV, four-wheelers, just anything.
And the fact that it burns off at 180 degrees, almost anything in a motor or train is going to burn off at that temperature.
Another thing good it does is for locks in a environment like Ohio. Spray it in a lock. It'll go in and coat parts of a padlock, and that way moisture won't get in there and freeze it up.
Okay.
So hinges, padlocks,
Yeah.
all that kind of thing. It does a very good job of controlling that.
Okay. I think you got one more product here, right?
One more product and we'll be done.
Cool.
This is our anti-seize. Everybody
Anti-seize.
knows the evil silver anti-seize.
Oh, yes. We've seen many memes online with that.
See, this thin, it winds up all over you, it winds up all over everything.
Oh, yeah.
This is now more of a paste.
Okay.
This has been made to be much more of a paste. It goes on, and this has been very good with heat. They have done calipers with it, and the pistons and the pins. I have people that do assembly work on lift kits. They'll do all their bolts with this because they know as soon as they put a lift kit on a truck, the guy's gonna go out and get in the mud with it.
Of course.
That's what he bought it for,
Right.
was to go out and get dirty with it. So this is very good as far as anything that might get corroded. It works very good on bolts that are in water jackets.
Okay.
Head bolts that would go through a water
Yep,
jacket,
yep.
this will coat it and keep it coated so it will not corrode up. And it's very good for when you're putting a steel bolt into a piece of aluminum or aluminum bolts into a piece of steel because it's two different metals.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets the metallurgy of the two different metals
Okay.
will cause the corrosion.
And it's black, not silver.
You know, like I said, it means you just put on what you need, you coat it, and it stays on where you put it.
That's great.
So those are the products that we would like to spotlight and give everybody a tech tip for.
I think that's
And
great.
They can be found on Big Wrench Racing.
You must have your lights on. Turn your lights on your
Well, thank you very much, Doug.
Thank you.
All right.